Welcome to NinjaCast, a photography podcast powered by Studio Ninja, the world's highest rated business management app, built specifically for photographers. Listen and learn as the most successful photographers on the planet share their knowledge to help you transform every element of your photography business. Here's your host, Sally Shaw.
Hi guys, welcome to NinjaCast. Today I'm joined by the lovely Honza Martinec. Now Honza's going to be covering all sorts for us today, from workflow through to communication with clients and right down to why he feels that we are truly honoured to be photographers, to be able to capture memories for people's special days. Let's get started. Hi Honza, how are you?
Hi Sally, good morning, and thanks for having me here. Yeah, I'm super excited to be on the NinjaCast, so thank you.
It's a pleasure. I'm really excited to chat with you today. I think our listeners are going to get tons from this one. So how's life? How's things been?
Yeah, I think everything's going back to normal, at least a little bit. And I was on a wedding yesterday, and it was like a super normal. It was like same like before all the bad stuff. So
you're in the Czech Republic, is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. So things are quite kind of back to normal for you right now.
Yeah, a little bit, because I think most of the, at least like the older ones, is getting vaccinated, and it seems to be back to normal. And it was kind of a smaller wedding. It was about like 50 or 60 people, but no masks at all. Actually, I haven't seen anyone. Yeah, so
wow,
I think
I can't wait for that day.
Yeah, but I think it's a typical for us, like here in Czech Republic, because we're just really bad in everything. So we were best in COVID for a lot of time, and right now everything's going back to open, and nothing's wrong, and let's have fun. So we'll see how long it takes, actually.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So Honza, for our listeners that may not have heard of you, can you give yourself a little introduction? Tell us about your journey and your career so far.
All right. So I'm Honza, and I'm a wedding photographer, and I'm in this business for actually 10 years right now. And it's kind of a long time if I say it like this, but I think as most of the photographers, I started as a hobby, and I didn't even know that I could actually do this for a living, at least for the very first few years, because I was like shooting I just bought a camera and it was shooting everything, and then I found out that I love to shoot like people, and I started with the weddings by super accidents, like with the friends of mine and friends of friends and this kind of stuff. And after years, I discovered that this is the stuff I really, really like. And somehow it like happened to that I'm a wedding photographer now, and I'm actually living my dream. And I didn't even know that I could have this kind of a dream, because I was working in the office, I was working in the IT industry, and I thought I have really like a good job, because it was great people. I really loved that. But then I started to do weddings, which was kind of a second job to me, because after coming back from the office, I was just starting to do the pictures and working like through the nights, and then I found out that it was crazy. But I'm kind of happy for this kind of a journey, because it didn't happen to me. So I would just, let's say, woke up and then say I could be like photographer or whatever. So like this twist from normal, like let's say normal job to photography, it just like it was some kind of a like a nice transition. There was nothing between. And because one day I found out after the season, because I like all the holiday in my office that I have, I used it for shooting weddings. So and after the season I said I need some like vacation, and I found out that I don't have any free days. So I said okay, let's change something.
So many photographers start that way though, right? So, you work in a full-time job, and then you start shooting kind of on the weekends or in the evenings, editing through the night, getting up and going to work again. It's so common, isn't it? That's the way that I
think so. I think it's just like most of the photographers did the same way. And I'm really happy it turned to me that this is the job that because as I said, I love the job I had, but when I switched it to the shooting weddings, I said okay, that was, I really don't care about the job before, because it wasn't important, this is the stuff that is, it's really important. And shooting weddings, I think from most of the, I mean, like from the others photography, disciplines, let's say, this is a stuff that is this really important, because in a time of years, and you really can add some value to people, and that's what I love actually about it. So
Yeah.
weddings is for
Funnily
me
enough, that was going to
everything.
be one of my questions to you, Honza. So you have a real skill of capturing natural, candid, just as if there couldn't have possibly been a photographer there. That looks so in the moment. So how do you do that? What's your secret?
That's a good question, actually, even for me. But yeah, I think what I found out that I love about weddings is, and the people that book me for weddings, and they always tell me, okay, yeah, we saw your work, and we weren't on this wedding, we saw in your portfolio, but we felt like we were in that place. And that's what I love about capturing weddings. I love, like, the atmosphere is everything to me, because I want that I capture the day, and the people in a time, in like the future time, they can, I want them to remind those moments, how they felt, how they cried, how they laughed, how they danced, everything. And this is the stuff that is that's really important to me. And I'm not the guy who, like, focusing on like all the, like, the details, and just because I don't know, like, the picture of the bride's dress hanging on the wall somewhere, it's nice, of course. I don't say that I don't do that. Of course, sometimes I do. But the people, they choose me because in 10 years after the wedding, if you look at this picture, I think it won't remind you how the day great it was. And if you see some kind of a picture, I don't know, with your mom or with your dad, and laughing or crying or dancing, whatever, and these are the moments that reminds you how did you feel in that day. And that's important to me, and that's what I love to capture. And I don't know if it's some kind of a like secret or something, but uh, I think we are working with the people. It's like and empathy, it's stuff that you really need to have, probably, or maybe you can train it somehow or something. But what I try to do is to be like the friend of the people. And I have to say that people who choose me is, in a lot of ways, they're very, like, same as I am. So they then I don't feel as some kind of like a random guy who comes there, but I'm going there as a friend of the family. And sometimes what is like the most cheer I could get after the wedding, if someone asks them, a bride and groom, hey, that guy is your friend? How long are you friends? I said, no, it's not our friend, or like friend, but we just find him. And yeah, so this is like this, if someone say that, it's like the best for me that I could ever get, like the feedback I could ever get. So
for sure, absolutely. I mean, it's hard work. I would imagine, being kind of that involved with your couples. There's a lot of photographers out there. Obviously, everybody's style is so different. There's a lot of photographers out there that they'd say it's a business, they're my client, they're my customer. Whereas you work quite the opposite. You really have a bond with them, and you build up quite a relationship beforehand.
And I think as I said, I was working in the office, and I don't like find this as a job, because still after 10 years, I still love it, because what was like the most hard part to me, like, was like saying no to stuff that I don't like want to do, because in the weddings, as you said, there's like millions of photographers and millions of styles or whatever you want. And basically this business works that the people have to find you because of the stuff you do, not because of your photographer, and you can do everything and show you the pictures that we want. This is not my client. That I think the most hard part of this business is to find this bond between like you and the people, and say, yeah, this is the guy we want to be on our wedding, and because we love what he does. But we feel like nice with him. Sorry. And that's kind of a really important, because I'm with the couple like for most of like for a whole day, and few days I can spend them tons of conversations and talks and going for a coffee, whatever. So I think this is very, very important to find this bond.
Yeah, definitely. I think to create that bond, you very much have to be yourself, show your clients who you are even before they've inquired with you. For example, I was going through your website last week, and I felt like I knew exactly the person that you were just by looking on your About Me page. There's so many things that you like, that you enjoy doing. You talk about your life outside of photography, which I think sometimes photographers can shy away from, right? Like, they can say, well, I'm a business and I need to look professional, and, they don't care about what I like to drink or what my dog's name is, or, what I enjoy doing when I'm not shooting weddings. But a lot of the time, that's the thing that can connect a couple with you, isn't it?
Exactly, because, as we said, there is so many photographers, and I think like nothing is wrong, and it's important that you have to find this your way that works for you. Because as I said, I really want to be like happy for my job. And of course, I know I could like, if I want to go like in a big business way, I could do like more weddings and shooting like a big agency weddings. But it's not a stuff that I really like and enjoy. I want to be still happy about the wedding itself, and showing that like the backstage of my life. And there was like part of me, because I'm this kind of a guy. And I remember like it was like years ago when I started to like my first website, and I said like a lot of stuff about me. And I always say to friends of mine, before like publishing a website or something, I always send it like a few persons like that are close to me from totally different kind of a business and views of life, whatever. And I want to have them feedback, because if you just like, publish your website to your, I don't know, Facebook page or whatever, I say, yeah, hey guys, I have a new website, and you live in your bubble and everybody loves you, and say, yeah, that's beautiful. But it's not the feedback I really want. So I always say that. And I remember that friend of mine said, hey man, it looks like a dating page, I said, yeah, it's, you say so much about you, but I say, yeah, but that's me. And I found out that a lot of people that come to me is very, as I said, it's very like me. And I never was like a guy who like believes in that like universe and that kind of stuff. But I have to say it works for me. It works that the people like found me, and most of the time they are very like similar to me, and having at least the same view of life and view of the weddings. Because I don't have like those like crazy like posh weddings and that kind of stuff. But I think I'm a photographer for like normal people who really wants to enjoy the day and don't want to like care about all the shits around. They really want to enjoy the day. And I think it's really, really important. And people in a lot of times they forget about it. And I am the same guy. And that in this way it works, that if I show them how I work and how I live, they can easily like connect to me,
relate to you. Yeah, like they
exactly. But yeah, of course it's not for everybody, definitely not. And there's some people say, okay, that's a weird guy and we never want to be with him, and that's super normal, but I think it comes to me that the people that come to me, they're on the same page. And I think it works with what I want to show in my work, like the word like authenticity, sorry, that I really want to be authentic. That is like super, super important to me. And if you just go on through my like social media, and I really, really, because it's a huge topic for me, that if you, especially in these days, that the Instagram and that kind of stuff, that everybody wants to show like the best stuff and everything, which is like super cool. And I found out that this is like the not world for me. I don't care how many like people follows me, honestly. And the best stuff I found out, like it was like 2 years ago. I was in a workshop in Germany, and there was a super great photographer from Croatia. It was Petar Jurica, and he is a great guy, honestly. but he made me cry after his presentation. And there was something about the social media, and said one huge advice that he gave to me was just like unfollow, because I followed like thousands of photographers from all around the world who just showing like the best stuff. And then if you I know a lot of people that thinks that, yeah, my work is like shit if I look at this stuff, and I want to show the real stuff that I like, and I want to be happy about it, and I don't care if people like it or not. Honestly,
that's a really huge point, actually. You know, there's a real imposter syndrome in the photography industry, isn't there? You know, you always look at the work that's on Instagram and Facebook and other photographers,
exactly.
You know, and you're never good enough. It's, you know, it's never, you always compare yourself, don't you?
Exactly. And I don't want to live in this world. Sorry, I'm just interrupting you, but I don't want to live this, because I know like a lot of people that live Instagram. I want to live my life, and I don't care. And as I said, the people who choose me for capturing their day, they're on the same page with me, you know. It's not like making copies of pictures you saw somewhere and just like, you know,
the Pinterest board.
Yeah, the Pinterest boards and all this like Insta repeat stuff. It's happening in weddings a lot, and it's crazy in these days. And it's same for me with working with the social media and whatever, or with my work as well. I really have to be, you know, happy with myself and with stuff I do, because I know if I would like push or force myself to do something that I'm not fine with, that I couldn't do this for years. And as I said, I'm 10 years in the weddings, and I have to say I can still say I love my job, because it's best job ever, honestly.
For sure. So I mean, 10 years experience, you're well into the industry now, you've seen it all. What would be your top tips for new photographers?
I think maybe like try stuff what I said, just to find, because there is like so many ways how you could shoot weddings, and I think the most important is to find the way you like really like, and then show it to people that what you like. Because I know it's hard for like new guys, you know, if you're just new in the business, and it's because the people don't know what you do, and sometimes it's really hard to begin with this. And and it happened to me when I was beginning as well, that people, they honestly didn't care who is that guy with the camera. The only important part was if it's for free, or if it's cheap, you know. That's what they cared in my beginnings. But in these days, I didn't even know I could be like photographer, and so that it works somehow. But some kind of a tips for a new guys, you know, try to find this, and maybe one tip I just remind to me right now is, and it helped to me as well, is because if you shoot the wedding and, you know, you're happy about the job you did, and showing, you want to post everything, like all the great shots online, and sometimes it's really nice, and I do that, and ask the people, ask the couple after the wedding, what is their like 3-5 like favorite shots of the day. Because sometimes you think that, okay, yeah, this great portrait, you know, and sun is going down, great atmosphere, and yeah, this must be the number one picture of the wedding. And if you ask the bride, and she said, no, yeah, it's nice, but you know, that picture with my mom, as she like look at me in the ceremony, this is you know, and that's the value I love about weddings. And these pictures are very like important in in a matter of time. And I think it really helped to me because I was married last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I really because I think I never had a problem with the like empathy and like try to feel what the people feels. And but being on the other side, it really changed me in some kind of way. I'm not sure how to like describe it, but now I can really like feel more what the people feel I don't know, before the ceremony. And I know he's nervous. I'm with the groom and he's getting ready and he's, I always say, man, we'll be fine. Don't worry. Just try to cheer him up. But right now, when I came through this and say, I know what they feel and I can like adjust to them more. And I know it with the picture, because as I said, like the favorite pictures. And we had like a great photographer, a friend of mine, it was Dalibora from Croatia, and Dalibora Bilic. It's really, really great girl. But she gave us the photos from the wedding, and we had like, I don't know, thousands of them, maybe even more, because it was like 2 days party, and it was amazing. But I was like super excited about the pictures because it was beautiful. But if someone asked me about the favorite shots, I could like give them, tons of like great couple of shots with my beautiful wife, and that how we enjoyed the day. But there are other shots that, maybe there's a one shot with my dad. He was like dancing on his knees, and I had like with my dad and we had like a complicated relationship in the years before, and now we just like, it was the best party of my life, honestly. And he was like dancing with me on his knees, and this is the picture that I don't have to say to my wife, but these are the shots that matters to me, and that's what I love about it. And that's what if I want advice, just ask people what they loved from your work, and try to focus on this kind of stuff, because you have so much power in as a photographer to capture these memories. And these memories are super important, because I always felt when on the wedding, when you're doing like those group shots with the family, and I remember my beginnings, and I was this is like the boring part, and everybody wants to be like they want my like natural, like those candid moments, and nobody wants like the picture with my grandma and that stuff. But I found out that these are the shots as well that are really important, because I know at the day you at the bride or groom, I say it's boring, and I have to stay here, and people are changing around me and just doing group shots with this part of family and this part of the family. But I know that in years that you will be like super happy that you have picture with your parents, for example.
Absolutely. So, I actually got married, it'll be 2 years ago in December, so just the year before you. And I have a family formal photo. And I didn't want to take loads as a bride. I wanted to be kind of mingling with the guests and us just enjoying ourselves. And that was how I was as a bride. But we basically went outside. We had with both sets of parents, we had bridesmaids, groomsmen, and then that was it. And just at the last minute, my husband said, Uncle Tony, Auntie Marie, like, come and have one with us. So we had one with my husband's uncle and auntie. And then 2 months after the wedding, his uncle passed away. And that picture is up on our wall in the living room amongst other wedding photos. And I never thought I would put a formal photo on my wall. It was just kind of, as a bride, it was one of those, keeps my mum happy. I wasn't fussed. And now it's one of our most treasured photos.
I get like goosebumps right now, and that's exactly it. This is exactly the stuff that, life is life, and you don't know what's coming. And as I said, as a photographer, especially on event like weddings, but you are with your closest people, the parents that you persons you really like and love, and you can capture these stuff, and it's really, really important. So it's basically what you said, that's what I love about weddings and what's important to me. as a wedding photographer.
We have a pretty important job, don't we?
Exactly. I was never thinking about it like this, that, yeah, of course, that because I remember my beginnings and some like the old photographers say, yeah, you just don't care about art, just you have to capture everything that like the classic ones. And just, yeah, I said, it's not I don't want to do it this way. But because wedding photography, it's a mix of all kind of like types of photography. So it's really hard jobs, and it's not for everybody. And at least for me, I know that, as I said, I have to like the job if I could do it like for years, because I'm a person that if I don't like something, I said, okay, fuck, I don't want to do this. So this is how I go with weddings.
So we've talked in depth about kind of the feelings, the emotions, the reasons why you do what you do and the way that you do it. Let's kind of flip onto the other side, your workflow. How does that work from start to finish? How do you run your business daily?
You mean like the ninja workflow?
Any workflow, just your workflow in general.
Yeah, I know, but I love the Studio Ninja workflow, because this was like because I remember the days, as I said, I was working in IT, and I'm kind of a guy that really needs some guidelines, what to do and how to do it. And it happened to me that I get so many inquiries from if it was like some kind of important days in the summer, and if I had like 10 inquiries a day, and somebody just calls me, and someone just sends an email, someone writes you on social media, and then I had a really, really huge mess about it. And I was using some kind of a CRM studio in my work. And I found out this is the stuff, because when I started to be like freelancer, I found out that living as a freelancer is just always just going for coffees and just doing nothing and being like super lazy with all my colleagues from the business. And I love it from the beginnings, but then I found out I would never do, I wouldn't do anything. So I really need some kind of something like organized above me, and to help, which helps me being organized. And I said, yeah, I need some kind of a CRM. And it sounds crazy for some persons, but I was working like through the market in these days, which is a lot of years ago. And I think I remember how I found out like Studio Ninja, and it was like in the very beginnings, and I was just trying few more like solutions from US, and it didn't work to me, but this was like the perfect one for me, and it really helps me to being organized. And that's what I like about it. And and the workflow, this is like the most powerful tool for me, and this is the stuff I really love about it. But my real like workflow, I think it's just must be like very similar to all the photographers. But of course, yeah, I started to get some inquiry, and then I just send a quote to the person, and I always like offer them just to talk about it if they want to like call me or something. And even my like because I have to say I'm not using the like the contact builder you have in a Studio Ninja. So I have like my own contact form.
Yeah.
And even the contact form is some kind of a personal, and I have some stuff that I want people just to fill in. And as I said, I get the inquiry and I responded to it. I love sending emails. That it really happens to me, and my workflow is just if I get an email during the day, I always reply to it like the next morning when I have like coffee in the morning after the breakfast, and then I do like my email job. And as I said, send inquiry, and if you have some kind of a next conversation after it, then we just like talk to couple. Most of the time, especially in these days in the lockdowns and the stuff, we just used to have some like FaceTime or some video call or through Zoom or something. And then if they say, okay, we want you to be as our photographer, then it's like a deal to me, and we just go for a meeting. And
so it's all about building that relationship with your client from the point of inquiry.
Exactly. And because, I want them to feel like normal and nice with me. And most of the time we just go for a coffee or for lunch or whatever, just for beer, whatever. And then, of course, if it's like couples from all around the world, they don't live here and have just wedding here or something, the online way is the way for me. But yeah, this is the next step, the meeting. And it's like super important to me, the pre-wedding meeting, because I remember that I didn't take care that much from the beginnings, because there were some things that were like, oh yeah, that must be automatic for them as well, because the people think the same way about it. But most of the people, they just getting married for the first time and don't know a lot of stuff. And I know I'm just saying everything, still the same stuff to all the clients on pre-wedding meetings, but there's so many stuff that is like important, and they didn't really think about it before, or maybe they didn't think about it before. So I really go through it on the meeting. And after the meeting, the next step is the questionnaire, which I loved. They were edited in Studio Ninja. So I always like cover with the stuff, with the notes I get from the meeting. And if I forget about something, I always put it in the questionnaire. But the questionnaire basically is just like confirmation of the date and the place and the context for everybody, like the important stuff. And then, just a few days before weddings, I even like text them or call them and send an email that I'm really looking forward to. And if they need some to help with something or whatever. And yeah, there is a wedding, and that's a great day. I really try to enjoy that same as they do, especially like yesterday. It was really great party. It was a great couple, and I really loved the party from last night. But and after the wedding, I always do. I'm sending them some kind of a teaser, and I always did this. As I do it most of the time if it's like a Saturday's wedding, and I always tell them on the meeting, and they know it from the price list and stuff, that on the Monday after wedding they are getting a teaser. And maybe that's one tip for photographers as well, or could be, because for me it really helps. That because before I was always sending them some kind of a teaser gallery with a few shots, just tease them a bit, because especially in these days they have so many shots on the cell phones from their friends and that stuff. So I'm gonna like tease them and send them, I don't know, 20-30 shots. I don't care about the amount at all. But after my own wedding, that we got like this like teaser or sneak peek of the wedding itself. I found out that the Dalibora who captured our wedding, she just really like focused more on this teaser, and she was using, and I'm using as well the slideshows from Pixelu and that stuff. And I love it, because you can add some kind of another level of emotion with the music. And I right now, and since my wedding, I really focus more on this like teaser slideshow. And I could give them like 50-60 shots. I don't care. It's so many like details and that stuff, but I really want them, because I remember how I felt after a few days after our wedding, how it like returned me to the vibe of the day. And so right now I'm just like really focusing more on the slideshow, which is like few days right after the wedding. And then my delivery time is about like 7 weeks. It's up to 7 weeks. It's used to be like less, but I know, and I always tell them on the meeting that this is the day that this is the last day you will get your like my final gallery to you. So, but it used to be less. And then I'm preparing some kind of a final package for them, when everything they have like online from me, like the gallery and the slideshows. And so I would send it, like save it to the USB, and edit some kind of some prints, and I send in, and I'm sending them. I used to, if it allows, like if they like live nearby or something, we always like meet after the wedding and just go for grab a beer or something, and I'm delivering this then in person if it's so, if it situations enables it.
Yeah.
So, and if of course if they live somewhere else, I can send it to them. And a few days after it, I'm sending them some kind of a feedback form, which is similar to the questionnaire I'm sending before. But and then I'm asking them about those what the stuff they like the pictures they like, as I was talking about it. And because I always was struggling with I wanted to put some like blog posts about the weddings on my website, and I always didn't know what to say about the day. And it happens to me that I always was saying the same stuff, that it was amazing day with this couple and this amazing place, and everything was perfect and that stuff. And if people just write, because I always ask them if they could like describe me what they like about their day and that stuff, and I'm using their words to building these blog posts if I want to like post it. And so that I'm asking about them, and I ask them always, or even from, I forgot that one thing on the meeting, I'm bringing some like printed albums. And because the print is I love like printed photos, it's so great that your work doesn't finish on screens, but it could be somewhere, even in the books, on the walls, as you said. So this, and I bring it back on the meeting, like after the wedding, and I send them some kind of album email, that all the options they have. And it happened to me that a lot of people, they wants to buy this from me, these like upselling this these albums after the wedding itself.
So how do you go about the upselling side of things then, Honza? Do you have an email that you send out that gives them different options, different packages?
Yeah, I have this, but these books and these albums that I'm creating, they are not cheap, because it's always I love to do this way, that I really have to be okay with the product, and I don't like the cheap stuff. So I'm just try to make really really nice albums. And if I could like tell the people, or just send this kind of offer before, and they didn't have the book in their hands, and I say, okay, we don't want to do this because it's kind of expensive for us, and it's some kind of a and especially here in Czech Republic, there's a lot of people, they don't want to pay for it. But if I take this book on the meeting before the wedding, and they can like see it in the hands, and everybody who just like saw the book in person, they just bought it after the wedding. And one upselling stuff that I really like is just creating some, like we call it like the parents book set, that I'm doing like the bigger print for a couple themselves, and like the same books but in a smaller size, and they just give it to the parents, like for a Christmas gift or something. So this is the stuff with this upselling that really works for me.
Absolutely. So you've also you have your own workshop, is that right?
Yeah. I started to do workshops like I think like 2 years ago, and I'm so happy that Studio Ninja could be like a partner of this workshop.
Yeah, we love being involved. So tell our listeners a little bit more about that. It's the sharing, right?
It's called the sharing because I started like 2 years ago, as I said, and in those days, like the photographers here in Czech Republic, they don't. I think like the community and people were like, they didn't like help each other. Everybody was just playing like his own secrets and that stuff. And the workshops, there was a few workshops here, but it was kind of a workshops that I'm not a fan of them. Like, some like editorial stuff with a super nice models, and you just go there and just for the photos, and just grab some like portfolio shots, and then all of the people who just came to the workshop have the same shots. And this is not the way of the workshop I like. And I remember, because I love to go, me in person, I love to go to workshops all around the world. And I remember my first one, it was like 2014. I was on the Sam Hertz workshop, and it was a game changer for me because, you found out that the persons that you go to their workshop, they can tell you everything they do from A to Z, everything. And because I do the same way, the sharing to me is that my workshops is about 2 days, and I always tell them everything I do, how I do from the very beginnings to basically everything I know. And sometimes it was people were kind of surprised that I'm telling my secrets, but it's not secrets at all. But because I think what's great about these workshops, and was even for me when I was on the first one, that you found out that the person that you think is some kind of a superhuman or something, he's dealing with the same shit as you do, and he's basically doing the same stuff or everything. And it's so easy. So yeah, I have no secrets at all, and I'm trying to help everybody. And and I found out that it really works. And this sharing workshop it's great, and I think it's getting better here in Czech Republic. So people just try to invest in some kind of a learn, and I think it was bad here, but now we're getting better. And I always remember on the workshop when I go to the Studio Ninja part, and the people, they look like super scared always when they see it, because I'm kind of not like a geek guy, but I love like all the tech stuff, and if they see it like for the first time, and I'm just clicking through the workflows and this kind of stuff, and they don't like dig deep into it, and they saw it, so fuck, what's this? It looks crazy, but to me it's a super helpful part of my business. And how can I do it? How can I stay like organized?
That's the most amazing thing, isn't it? Is although on first glance, when you first look at it, it might look like, oh my gosh, actually it's the easiest thing to use. It's super friendly. Like I remember starting to use Studio Ninja for the first time as a photographer and just going, how have I ever survived without this? How did I even run a business without this?
It's exactly. And I always love, because as I said, I have so many like inquiries for a day, and I love like at the bottom of the workflow at the job where you have like the notes, and I always all the stuff, and I write down on the meetings if you have with the couple, I just put it down in the client note, and then I simply can go like if someone calls me on the day, and I just click on my calendar, and I can see all the notes that are important to my calendar, and I know in a second, okay, this day one couple is thinking about it. So I love this, like, and it really helps me to being organized, because I would like die in my emails and Instagram messages and Facebook messages and calls and whatever, so I put everything into the Ninja, and I show it to the people in the workshop, and there's I think it's not for everybody, but it's same with everything. So
absolutely. So if you could start your career all over again, Honza, is there anything you'd do differently?
Honestly, I think just going to these workshops that it could like speed you up your like because right now if I will be like a really new guy in the business, and I would go maybe to my own or whatever different workshop, that could like speed it up like few years of experiences to me, and it would be nice. But honestly, as I said, I love the way how I did it like from the very very beginnings up till the point where I'm right now, and I think I wouldn't do it differently, because I was lucky, of course, but I love it. So
amazing. And do you have one final piece of advice, maybe something that made a big difference to your business or your personal life? What would that piece of advice be?
Learn how to say no to stuff that you really don't want to do, because I remember the day when I was when I was like going from the office life to a freelancer life, and I said, fuck, and now I have to really, earn, like make money to my living and everything. And what should I do? What should I do? And I have to and there's just a lot of friends coming to me and, yeah, I know you're a photographer. So can you take pictures of, the buildings and the stuff I don't do? And I said, yeah, I have to do everything. So yeah, I tried. And then I found out that this is really not for me. And right now I know that saying no stuff, if someone asks me, okay, can you take photos of this? I said, sorry, man, I don't do this, but look at this guy and this guy, they do it and they're great about it, but it's not for me. So saying no is one of the best advice that I could I could get to anybody.
Fantastic. And if our listeners would like to hear a little bit more about you, come and chat with you, learn some more, how can they do that?
So yeah, everybody could find me on the Instagram or my website, as you said. So this is probably the most common channels with how you can find me.
Mm-hmm. And what's your website?
It's Honza Martinec, myname.com. So
perfect.
And it's not it's of course all the photographers are still building the websites. And I know that I'm saying that for years, but right now I'm waiting for my English mutation. So right now it's only in Czech language, so don't visit my website because you would understand.
Obviously I'm over in the UK and my internet browser prompted me to translate your website.
Yeah,
it actually did come up in English. So yeah, it was obviously not necessarily how you would have written
I know.
But yeah, it was still really good. So that's awesome. Well, Honza, thank you so much for joining us. It's been such an amazing hour.
It was a pleasure, Sally.
No, it's been my pleasure. It's been lovely. Hopefully when the world all settles down, we can start to see each other again around maybe at workshops or some events, things like that.
Hopefully. So thanks for having me here. And it was great. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you
Lovely.
that,
thanks again, Honza. See you soon.
Yep. Thanks, Sally. Bye.
Okay, guys, that's everything from me today. Thank you so much again to Honza from all of our listeners. Wasn't he just the loveliest guy? If you would like to see the show notes, you can head to www.studioninja.co/episode 33. Please, as always, don't forget to rate us on the podcast platform that you're listening on. A little bit of love goes a very long way. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of NinjaCast, brought to you by Studio Ninja. Beautifully designed and super easy to use, Studio Ninja will help you manage your leads, clients, shoots, invoices, contracts, workflows, and so much more. To learn more or start your 30-day free trial, go to www.studioninja.co.